Okay, hello again, everybody. My name is John D. Healy. People know me because I published this book. That's how it all started. It's about Stoney McGurn, his life and times, born 1941, and right up to 2 years ago, his life stories. The podcast is called It's Good to Talk, sponsored by LiffyMovers.com, and it is good to talk, and it's good to talk today because my guest today is Ernie Savage, a friend that I know for a number of years. He is a music composer, musician, talented singer, songwriter, piano, guitar. Hello, Ernie.
Hey, John Healy. Great
Thank you.
to be here.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, where you were born, how you got to music.
Well, I'm from a little town up on the Hudson River named Nyack. Actually, the town is even smaller than I'm actually from. It's right next door to Nyack, and it's called Rockland Lake. Rockland Lake was like Mayberry, with except with alcoholism, violence, and all manner of abuse.
That could be anywhere.
Yeah,
yeah. So tell me about your first venture with music. Did you learn the guitar first, or
I learned everything. I kind of learned everything as I was going along. When I was a little kid, your only access to radio to music was radio, that little speaker in the middle of the dashboard of your family's car or whomever's car, and your and television. And people had records, CDs, records, 8-track tapes. Then the cassettes came out. But that was it. It was and it was a big deal. As for some people, and
I guess you had a little cassette player for the 4-track cassettes.
Well, when those came around, yeah. But back in the day, we had the vinyl and the 8-track. 8-track was big around us.
Right.
8-track, because you could put that thing in
the
there.
The vinyl was the LP, a 33 speed record, I guess, and there was a 45. I remember those.
The 45s. We had the 45s, and the albums. But by and large, you listen to music any way you could get your ears on it, because it was a little vacation. It was a little. No matter how short it was a short vacation. If it was a minute or 30 seconds or 5 minutes or 8 minutes on Don McLean came out with this song, it was on both sides of the 45, right?
Yeah.
You had the song ended, you had to turn.
45s were. The 45 was like a way for an artist like yourself or many more to do kind of put their toe in the water and see. And a lot of those became one-hit wonders. Like the A side would be the song they would be promoting. I remember a song called Universal Soldier by Donovan, I guess, and that was on a 45. And then, as you said, 45s, then the full album then could have 12, 13 songs, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know how it goes. But if you just wanted that one song and all the rest of the album was shite,
yeah,
or you didn't want to spend the $8 at Corvettes, the nice price.
Right.
You spent your $1.99 or your $1.40
for
the one song, and you got the B-side too. So that was great.
The B-side, okay. So it was like top of the charts.
Yeah, but for me, that's not how I was a little kid. I couldn't be going to the store all the time. My family had a deli, so it was like we were stuck in our family business. So my access to music was limited to whatever was coming out of the speakers around me. And I like a lot of other people, I really loved it. And so I got a hold of a guitar when I was in grammar school. I was lent to me by the janitor of the school, and I would sit there and try to figure it out. He showed me a couple of chords, but I'd sit there and try to play along with what was coming out of the speakers. Because the most important instrument you have is right here between your ears, and then what's in between them. These are the two most important instruments. So, and then you figure out what's going on. So that's what I did. I kind of figured it out, and whatever I was seeing, we had the one TV, right? So I'd sit there, and when when the TV would be on, that's when I would figure it out. We had a little piano in our house, so I would either sit there with the guitar or the piano and play along, try to figure out what was happening on. That's how I was going to be. Everybody wanted to be like Donovan, like those big rock stars, because girls liked that. It was very apparent that the girls and other people, really liked music, and everybody wanted to be a star. So I was trying to. This was my pathway to try to learn how to put together songs and play songs. And I was picking the stuff out of the air and the TV, mostly the TV, and the radio, but it wasn't always songs playing on the TV and the radio. A lot of times, particularly not the TV. So whatever music was there, you kind of had to find your way around. That's how I ended up.
And getting to that question, I know you're well known and famous for creating jingles for TV shows and so on and so forth. And Talk to us a little bit about the jingle thing. The jingle is like a very short.
Right. Well, that's what the technical term is jingles. You know, when I hit my stride, jingles are on their way out. You know, but the technical term is short form television, and it's all the same thing. It's
Okay.
you're condensing the whole thing. You're condensing everything. You're condensing the score to a 30-second or 1 minute. You know, mostly 30 seconds.
Right.
You know, everything the whole thing, the whole shooting match goes in this little. It's a distillation of all the musical ideas get presented in that short period of time,
I
and
kind of like
for a
those
certain
back in the
purpose.
day. Like growing up in Ireland, we only had the one television as well. It was black and white, and it only opened up at 6 o'clock and it closed at midnight. And the same news was played at 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and midnight. And it had a jingle, and the jingle gave you the anticipation or the emotion that there was going to be some great, great news, and it was usually bad news, anyways. But it did alert the listener to the possibility of some sensation in the news.
So you're talking about that little sound that comes on that's the station identifier.
Yes, station identifier.
That's the NBC one.
Okay.
And then that was incorporated into all kinds of different things. But yeah, we had that here too, and that's a mnemonic. That's the shortest the short form can get. The mnemonic. It's an identifying sound, and it works. It has that emotion. And that's what we're in. We're in the emotion business, and that's what this is. Because when you hear a song or you hear whatever, I see the movie score. It's all about emotion.
Yes, indeed. And I guess originally maybe it came from when I was an ultra boy back in Glenmore, Mayo. I had to ring the bell at 12 o'clock for that people know that it was time to say prayers. And the bell, the ding dong, ding dong, was heard all throughout the village. And all I was doing was pulling the rope to ring the bell because it was up on the.
You had a rope puller, but that kind of bell. Yeah. It was like the angel. Oh, you had to pull the rope like Quasimodo.
There I go.
Johnny Moto.
But I alerted everyone in the village that it was 12 o'clock in case they didn't have their watch set to know, and just stop what you're doing for 1 minute while I ring this bell and think of whatever you got to think of or think of nothing. So it's like your jingle as well. It's alerting people that something may happen, something might happen at any given time.
That's exactly right. Or something's actually happening. Something's happening at this moment. So short form music, and so that I picked the stuff out through the TV, and you figure out a little chord here and there, and your ultimate goal was to get to be able to play a song.
Right.
And there was this song that all the girls liked. Right. That was the Monkees. Everybody. I saw how everybody went crazy over Davy Jones, and I said, well, you know what, man? That's a legitimate emotional transfer. So let me see if I can figure that out. So I started figuring out stuff like that, little bits and pieces, and then so whatever. I'm going to fast forward to what happened. So I saw all my friends trying to knock themselves out, trying to get record deals and become rock stars, and it didn't really work. It didn't really work that well. It wasn't a great business. It wasn't a great life plan. And so I happened to just by accident become the assistant to a composer who was a television film score composer, and I figured out how to kind of get around doing this, and there was a whole world underneath there that you didn't know of. You saw the Beatles and the Led Zeppelin and the James Taylors, but you didn't. But that all that music that was coming out of the TV, there was a whole world down underneath that, and you could make a living with it. So there's a whole production music business. So I got into that, and it turns out that the short form, the being able to learning very short bits and pieces of putting them all together into like a super high test song that lasts only 30 seconds, themes, promos, that type of thing. And commercials, of course, but that extends over to television themes and other bits of media that are short, that need
like the Coca-Cola ad was, I guess, a big.
You got to write one, baby. That's Pepsi, but yeah, remember Ray Charles did that. You got to write one, baby. That was it.
Yeah.
And then so what I did was I put I put Coca-Cola, all of that junk, all of that stuff. It's all everybody. Those are campaigns. They have campaigns, and
Campaign, yeah.
people who get the campaigns would hire to farm
Sometimes
out the.
you would remember the theme music, but you'd forget the product.
Right. And then
You
sometimes they take a song that's already done
yeah,
and use it as their thing. Like I like to teach the world to sing. That's what you were talking about, right?
yes, correct.
Like teach the world to sing, right? That was a song as it was, and they
Mm,
used that to the or vice versa,
mm.
and then it became they
It's like
used it for it became a song, and they used it for the ad.
Mary Robinson was the first female president of Ireland. Well, she was there, I guess, a few terms. But the radio often played "Here's to You, Mrs. Robinson." But the song was produced long, long, long before Mary Robinson was running for president. But it did help a lot, saying "Here's to you, Mrs. Robinson."
Paul Simon helped her out. That she ought to give him. I hope she gave him some campaign funds.
Well, I voted for her. You
Anyway,
play a song for us?
in the spirit of this conversation, I have put together a very, very, very short form little piece of music for John D. Healy's podcast
Okay.
called "It's Good to Talk," and it
Okay.
goes like this. So then, so it's yes, it's just to actually, there's nothing you can talk about things, but there's nothing better than actually demonstrating it. So it
Okay.
goes like this. John D. Healy's podcast. It's good to talk. John D. Healy's podcast. Hey, it's good to talk.
Excellent. Thank you, Ernie. Aside from the jingles and all that, besides that, and then do you teach music as well, or is that something?
I occasionally someone I will have a student that that's it works out, and someone wants to learn, and they're in the neighborhood. Um, yes, I do teach, but it's on a basis it's on a unique basis, right?
Right.
I'm not just doing it for the gratuitous nature of having an activity to do. It's
Okay.
someone's very serious. People are very, very serious, no matter what age. I will do that. But I write a lot of songs and produce a lot of songs as well, and you can find all of that on YouTube and Spotify.
Okay. Good.
So
And last time we met, you said you played for Bob Hope for his birthday.
oh yeah, I had a band, and then
100 years old. Yeah.
I had a corporate, a big band. We played swing, jump blues, R&B, all of that. It was an event band, and that was the '90s. And the last band, the last gig I did with that band um, was Bob Hope's 100th birthday on the Intrepid in the end of May. I think it was May 27th of 2003. He was 100 years old. He left the earth about 2 months later, but I have a photo somewhere.
Well, I can
Michael
tell you, Ernie.
Feinstein was there as well.
I can tell you, Bob Hope is looking down on you now and wishing you well, because Bob Hope always said, "Not a hope in hell," So he's up
That's it. I hope that's good. That's good.
Yeah, not a hope in hell. Now, also, I met your good wife, and she's a beautiful lady. Does she support you, encourage you, or tolerate you, or all of the above?
Well, she I've been doing this for a long time, and she knew what she was getting into. It's not like I'm Robert Plant or Jimmy Page out there in the out at the Riot Hyatt on Sunset
Right.
Strip. This is a very quiet type of existence. It's musical, very musical, yes, but what happens is there's production facilities and studios, and a lot of people have studios in their homes. I have a studio in
Right.
my house,
Right.
so it's a quiet existence, not very flamboyant. It's nothing like a rock star. It's not being a rock star. She's not married to a big
As long as she loves you, that's important.
it's a creative
But
thing.
tell me, people
I'm
to
sure
give
she'd be happy to hear you asked. Say
Thank
again.
you. I said thank you. I said I'm glad. Send her my regards. And people that want to get in contact with you to study guitar, study piano, they'll get you at Ernie Savage
Or
and Google.
Yes, well, there's a site called ErnieSavage.com. You can type that in. You can find my information there. You can also, like I said, you can also you can Google me. You'll find links on the to on that to various YouTube video, songs on YouTube, songs on Spotify, things that I've produced. If if people want to learn recording, or they need
Right.
a song produced, or a song written, I'm so that's I do all of the above, and there we go.
And then with, say, people, I know I had this idea one time. I spoke to you about it too. Actually, was to put, like, if someone wanted their favorite songs of all times put on a disc. I guess you could help them with that. I guess, yeah.
I can do anything that they need done, or if I can't, if I have to, if I can't do it at the moment, or can't,
Right.
if it's something outside my wheelhouse, I can set them up with
Right.
someone who can take care of their needs.
Yeah. Okay.
But so this is a very lovely thing, and I appreciate being able to be the opportunity to be able to talk to you, because John
Oh,
Healy, is good to talk.
it's good to talk, and you're a very talented guy, and I'd like to have talented people on. And if people that are listening, okay, hit the like button. I mean, Adam will tell them that. And hit the like button. And if they have questions for you, they can email me at jhfornews.com. And on some future podcasts, I will be reading out the questions after I get the answers. So I know people wanted to ask Adam questions as well about medical massage and sports massage. And then I interviewed another guy yesterday from Wisconsin, and he recycles wooden pallets, those wooden pallets. And it sounds boring, but you can get a roll of
sounds
toilet
very
paper.
creative. Yeah, it sounds very creative.
There's no toilet paper in the store without a wooden pallet. So, Ernie, good talking
Okay,
to
hey,
you.
I'll play you out.
Play me out.
John D. Healy's podcast. Hey, it's good to talk.
Thanks, Ernie.
All right, John. Have a great day, and happy.
Happy. Cheers, man.